Coming off the heels of the Battlefield 6 beta, DICE actually did the impossible, got me to play Battlefield 2042. Not only did they add a new map and a bunch of new goodies, they now added to their Battle Pass Battlefield 6 skins that you can unlock with their free Battle Pass, including stuff for pistols, tanks, and the Chinese engineer skin from Battlefield 4. I mean, come on. Everybody kind of wants this thing. They also added things like the A10 and the SG-25 for you to unlock, and a new map, which is Iwo Jima, with a little twist. It's got the 2042 twist onto it, but the Mount Suribachi has erupted, and there are lava flows, there's tons of destruction. It's a nice little twist on bringing the Iwo Jima map back into the Battlefield universe, not just recycling the same map over and over again. Also, who was going to tell me that there were so many new weapons hanging around from Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2 to unlock that are just the GOAT tier from those games that I could have been trying in Battlefield 2042? This is honestly a masterclass in gaming marketing from DICE, Battlefield, all of them. Because hot off the heels, they had this plan. Like, this was 100% planned in advance. Regardless of if Battlefield 6 beta and the reveal was taken into like the stratosphere like it was, they had this plan. This was all being worked on. And right as everyone was like, oh God, I wish I could play more Battlefield, they gave us a reason to play a Battlefield title that we all really weren't the most keen on. And give us a reason to do it for another game. While we got a little peek at some of these skins that I'm not too happy with because they're kind of flashy like the 2042, like the old Chinese engineer skin is absolutely dope. Like if we can do stuff like that, I'm 100% down for it, man. Having a nice new take on the Iwo Jima map was pretty cool. Even though the map is a little imbalanced, there's a lot of vehicles running around. Breakthrough is pretty ridiculously unbalanced. But, you know, from the people talking about like, oh man, we had so many tiny maps just like me, going to all these gigantic maps where vehicles rule the day and all kinds of snipers and stuff was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, maybe we can have the best of both worlds in some way, shape, or form. DICE bringing us back to 2042 has also kind of opened my eyes on what the massive changes have been that weren't really the obvious. One, you know, the vehicles in Battlefield 6 are not as OP as the ones that you see in 2042. 2042, the Wildcat, the anti-air, is insane weapon system. Compare that to the Capard that you get with Battlefield 6. It sucks versus infantry. Sure, it can take down aircraft, but it's not really a super crazy threat like the Wildcat is. And the Wildcat itself was such a problem from launch, and it's never really been fully addressed. So seeing the works that they've did to take it back to the infantry and making, yeah, vehicles are scary, but without infantry, the vehicles will die. Not the case that you get with 2042. Vehicles can absolutely hold their own by themselves without infantry support, and that's partly because of the large maps. They need to have that ability. But with these tiny condensed maps that we're getting in Battlefield 6, the vehicles are more vulnerable without infantry. And it's just a nice little subtle change that coming back to 2042 has shown me. But then again, 2042 kind of gives us a peek into the eyes of what DICE and them can do with skins if they just see dollar signs in their eyes. And the 2042 skins were always just over the top, skirting the line of Call of Duty skins. And just kind of seeing the weapon skins, the vehicle skins, the player skins. I'm already concerned, especially with seeing what we have coming down the line for the Battlefield 6 skins to get from this. I'm already concerned that this is going to go the route that we were all hoping it wouldn't. And it's just going to be colorful, catchy, poppy skins in the middle of a fucking war zone for no reason. And I think that's the route that they're going to take it. Eventually, they're going to run out of ideas. Everything's going to be these really bright fluorescent colors. And that's the way we're going to get with these skins. Overall, though, my return to 2042 wasn't a super terrible experience. I think it's an okay game still. It's not... If you don't think of it as a Battlefield and kind of like its own shooter, then it's a decent game. But of course, it is a Battlefield game, so it is disappointment in that part. The Iwo Jima map wasn't too bad, though. I did enjoy it. You know, when I saw Iwo Jima was coming, I'm like, ah, great, here we go. You know, it's not like I haven't played Iwo Jima since... 1942. I wonder what they're going to do with it this time. And I was pleasantly surprised with the changes they made. And then, of course, you know, me discovering all these old Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 weapons that I'm like, oh shit, didn't know these were in the game. Kind of got me a little trying it and playing it a little more than I should have. But it just got me itching for more Battlefield 6. And then again, also setting up the sensitivity for it kind of made me feel like, wow, you know, Battlefield 6 kind of really screwed the pooch when it came to sensitivities, because I still haven't figured out my sensitivity. Even using all these conversion programs, it's still off by almost half an inch every single time I do it for some god-awful reason. And I'm hoping it's just the beta thing, but, you know, I always played at 20 sensitivity and then tweaked a few settings here and there. For some reason, Battlefield 6's 20 is not all the other Battlefield titles 20. Sensitivity. So, you know, going back to it, just being able to click onto 20, tweak my few little settings, and get into it and have fun, kind of showed me like, all right, you know, I see what Battlefield 6 is doing a little bit. They're trying to change and make things a little more competitive with a little more customization with the sensitivity, which kind of fucked me, you know, to be honest. But I'm seeing where they're going with this. They're trying to get it very competitive to where the Call of Duty, the aimers will play it, and go from there. One thing I really do hope they emulate from 2042, and it's probably the only thing I want them to emulate from 2042, is these new weapons. Being able to bring back things like the ACR, ACWR, the Goal, you know, the XM8, bring different weapons in. When you do a content drop, bring different weapons in exactly like you did with 2042. Bring in old school Battlefield something weapons. Bring them in, let us play them. I think that's the easiest way for them to kind of tap the nostalgia market. Vehicles too. I mean, what they did there, that's cool. I think that's cool. A10, SU-25, Bradley, BMP-2, bringing in all these different weapons and vehicles from the older games into their battle passes was probably the smartest thing and the best thing about 2042. And me rediscovering it, that's 90% of the reason, other than the skins, why I kept playing 2042. Because I had so many old weapons to unlock and play that I just had an absolute blast with it. I was like, oh man, dude, the XM8, holy shit, blast from the past, you know, and start unlocking it. It really was fun to bring back those things. And that's, if there's one thing that will carry over for 2042, I really hope that is the one thing that they bring over. Overall though, really awesome marketing by DICE and all them to get everybody into 2042. It just made you realize, one, how great Battlefield 6 is, and kind of like ebbed the flow of, you know, the need a little bit, but also kind of showed you the shortcomings that you can get for 2042, and at the same time, what the future of Battlefield 6 might look like based on what the battle passes look like in 2042. But anyways, boys, I want to know, what do you guys think of this? Did you guys enjoy it? Are you guys playing 2042? Can you not wait for Battlefield 6? Let me know down in the comments below. Talk to you guys later. Peace.